This is number 12 on the November 2014 calculator paper. Okay, so looking at this question, it says, on the grid, draw a graph of y is equal to 2 minus 3x for values of x from minus 2 to 3. So we've got a grid, and there aren't any axes labeled on it. There aren't any axes drawn on it. We need to actually draw the graph, the straight line graph that is showing this equation. So the first thing you need to do is draw a table. You can do this freehand. Doesn't have to be a work of art, right? And I'm going to use this to help me find my x and y values that I'm going to plot on the coordinate axes. Once I've actually worked out the values of x and y, I'm going to set up my coordinate axes on the graph below. So I'm going to work out what x and y values I'm going to use. Now the question has helped me with this. The x values, they say, go from minus 2 to 3. So I'm going to put these up here: minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm going to work out the corresponding y values for each of these x values. And I have to use this equation here. This equation is y is equal to 2x, which means 2 lots of x, or 2 times x, take away 3. So I'm timesing by 2, and then take it away 3. So times by 2, take away 3. So each of these x values I'm going to times by 2, and then take away 3. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 take away 3 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 take away 3 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 take away 3 is going to be minus 1. 0 times 2 is 0. Take away 3 is minus 3. Now once you get to this stage, right, and you should know that this is going to be a straight line graph, just look at the x values, look at the y values, and we could see that they're all going down by 2. So the next value here is going to be minus 5, and this value here is going to be minus 7. So these are my y values as I actually map them out against the x values. What I need to do now is to set up my coordinate axes in the grid below. Right now, you're not going to be able to see the whole grid, so I'll zoom out so you can actually see it. And there's no set way of drawing these. I'm going to draw my x-axis across the middle. My y-axis, I'm going to draw that first. Okay, make sure you take due care drawing this. I'm going to label it straight away, y. My x-axis is going to go somewhere across here. However, I'm going to use my table to help me make a decision, because I could see the y values go all the way down to minus 7. The x values go up to 3. So I need more space underneath the x-axis. So I'm not going to draw it exactly halfway down the middle. I'm going to draw it a little bit closer to the top end. So I have a bit more room at the bottom. Make sure your axes are straight. I'm labeling this x right away. Okay, so I've got the x-axis, the y-axis. Now let's label these. This is going to be 0 in the middle. I'm going to put 1, 0 to cover both the x and the y-axis. My x-axis goes from minus 2 to 3. So if I look at the space I have available, I need to go up to 3 on this side. So if I use 1, 2, 3, that should work. And do put your markers in. So 1, 2, 3. I need to go to minus 2 on this side. So minus 1, minus 2. So notice I've gone for 2 squares for every unit. And it's an even scale as it goes across. On the y-axis, I need to go up to 3 and down to minus 7. So let's just check that I have enough space for that. So I could go 1, 2, 3, and down to minus 7, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7. Okay, you can see that I do have space underneath. Okay, so let's mark these in. 1, 2, 3. and then -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and finally -7. You could go further up and down if you wish, right? But these are going to help us plot all the points that we've identified. So if I start with 3, 3 along the corridor to X, and then up to 3 on the Y-axis. So that's my first point. I'm going to do that for all the other points. 2, 1, 2 along, 1 up, 1, -1, 1, -1, 0, -3, -1 down to 5, and the last value, -2, -7. So if I just move this up so you can see, -2 to -7, -2, and there's -7. Okay, now for a clear straight line, just check first of all that all the points line up, and in my case they do. That means that these are correct. Draw your straight line all the way through, extend it a bit further beyond, and there's your answer. Okay, so looking at the final answer, the graph that we've drawn, there it is. If I zoom out so you can see all the things that you're going to get marks for, you will get marks for the table, you will get marks for drawing the axes, labeling the axes, labeling an even scale in the X and Y axis, and then plotting the points and drawing a straight line through it. This is a straightforward question. You should be able to do it and get full marks in it.